What's going on? So in this fun little video series, we're going to do a little YouTube review. Not only do I see that it's pretty damn popular to do on YouTube these days, I've been seeing a lot of interesting things that I'd like to comment on in YouTube videos, YouTube comments. I may even throw in some Facebook comments. The first one is a comment that I received on a comment that I made on Philip Defranco's video, Can Universal Basic Income Really Save Us? In this video, he talks about wealth inequality. And I made a comment saying, I'll never understand the wealth inequality thing. How much my neighbor has or makes has zero effect on what I'm doing. It doesn't matter in any way, yet I see it thrown around all the time like it's some big problem. One reply I got said that there exists in this world a finite amount of wealth. To which I replied, false. This is the rich are hoarding all the money mentality. Like Zuck or Bezos or whoever has a mountain of cash in their basement. They put their money in the bank, just like we do, and the bank loans it out, or whatever they do with it. Go look up fractional reserve banking. That's another discussion, but no, wealth isn't finite. That is 100% false. Much of the wealth that Bezos or Zuck or, Bill Gates or whoever has isn't a big pile of cash. A lot of the wealth that they have is in the valuation of their business, their company. Stocks, for instance, or property that they own, other assets, things like that. Bezos, who's worth however many billions of dollars, doesn't just have a mountain of $80 billion or whatever the hell it is. It's not how it works. Bezos is not keeping money from anybody. In their reply to that, they said wealth is generated by labor. To that I said, no, it's not. It can be, but not necessarily. You sound like one of those fight for 15 people that demand $15 an hour to do something a retarded one-armed monkey could be taught to do. Allow me to explain. If I went in my backyard and started digging a hole to China, that will not net me any wealth. It's labor, but it's pointless and useless. There is no demand for a hole in my backyard, so I'm not going to get any money to do it, despite it being very laborious. Productivity creates wealth. You must produce something of value, not just labor. Just because you're working hard, or working a lot, or whatever, does not matter if you're not doing something that produces something of value. The world does not give a single speck of flying monkey dung that you're trying or you're doing your best. Effort is not rewarded, results are. Exhibit A, a doctor. Do we need doctors? Yup. But can anyone be a doctor? No. It takes years of dedication and work that the vast majority of people are unable or unwilling, or both, to do. Supply and demand. There are relatively few people that can, or will, do it. Therefore, those that do are likely to be paid well. There is not a lot of it, so demand is high. Wages are high. Exhibit B, a burger flipper. Do we need burger flippers? Yup. But can pretty much anyone flip burgers? Yup. Supply and demand. There are a lot of people that can do it. Therefore, those that do it are not likely to be paid very much. There's a lot of it, so demand is low, wages are low. Makes sense, right? People love to go on about wealth inequality or income inequality or whatever, and I'm yet to figure out a reason why. I can't find a reason why it matters. If my neighbor makes more money than I do, so? As long as they're not stealing from me, it doesn't matter how they make their money or how much they have. I don't care. Just like how my neighbor on the other side, if I have more money than them, they're not allowed to come over here and bitch and moan and give me a hard time about it. Again, if I made my money legally, morally, and I'm not stealing it from them. And I think that's the big crossed wire in these people's minds, is they think that literally the rich people are keeping money from other people. That's not the way it works. We all use banks. We should all know that when you put your money in the bank, it goes on to other people. It becomes a number in a computer system. You're not just stockpiling stacks of cash in the bank. It's not how it works. Then you sprinkle on top a little bit of fractional reserve banking and things get real interesting. What they should be bitching about is the devaluation of our currency. Inflation! That's what's really screwing everybody over. They talk about how their wages haven't risen in however long or whatever and how expensive everything's getting and everything. Inflation is the problem, not Bezos or whoever, me or whoever else. Inflation. They need to quit printing money. That's why a loaf of bread is $10 or whatever instead of a nickel. And that's kind of what the other reply to my comment was about real wages for working middle-class Americans have been static since, all that kind of shit. And I reply, you're talking about something else entirely. I'm talking about people bitching about, you know, person A over here has too much money or is hoarding the money. That's what the comment was about. That's what I'm talking about. Wealth inequality or income inequality or whatever. She's talking about how wages aren't changing or whatever. That's what I was talking about. You guys need to stop bitching about the rich, quote unquote, and go bitch about inflation or fractional reserve banking or something that matters. That's what's keeping wages static. You're talking about something else entirely. I'm talking about the rich are hoarding / too rich / whatever stuff I hear thrown around. We should never hear about someone else's wealth as a bad thing if they acquired said wealth legally, at least, morally, at most. What you're talking about is a product of inflation. Devaluation of the dollar, which continues every single day, is what made our money more and more worthless. This is why a loaf of bread is $3 instead of 10 cents. How much your neighbors have literally matters none. Zero. See my comment above, where I was referring to the comment I read previous to this. It's not like they're literally sitting on piles of cash, keeping it from everyone else. How this isn't obvious is baffling. We all use banks. I really think people think that there is only so much cash in the world. And if people have all the cash, no one else can have the cash. Oh my God. It's wrong in multiple ways. Not only is cash printed all the damn time, inflation, people's wealth is not just a pile of cash sitting somewhere. People really think Bill Gates has a mountain of dollars sitting on top of it like freaking Scrooge McDuck. It boggles the mind. It doesn't make any sense. We all use banks. We all put our money in the bank. Do people really think that they take our cash, which is direct deposited and we never see anyway, and pile it in a little cubby hole with our name on it? Is this really what people think? I can't. It makes no sense. Wealth inequality does not matter, period. The only argument I could see for it is that wealth inequality breeds discourse. It pisses people off. That's true. It's kind of stupid. Like, quit being jealous, but, you know, it does happen. And that can lead to civil unrest and that kind of thing. Sure, I could see that argument. But it's like wealth hoarding. What? No, no, that's not a thing. Stop it. There's so much misinformation and just, it seems almost like just flat out misunderstanding out there. And then you get Defranco, who is a big name, big channel, has however many millions of subscribers, putting out videos like this talking about wealth inequality. And it's like, come on, really? Dude's got a team of writers and nobody stopped to say, maybe they're not really doing that whole hoarding thing. Meanwhile, this video will probably get like no views, but oh well, I tried. What do you think? You think the rich are hoarding wealth? Comment down below. We can chat. If I like your comment enough, maybe I'll make a video about your comment. So until next time, later.